Hi everyone, how's everyone doing here today? It's been a long time and I've been pretty busy with a lot going on, and here we are at the Memorial Day weekend, so just wanted to give a quick word out to all the veterans and servicemen out there who deserve our respect and appreciation for, the sacrifices that they made and the efforts that they put in help defending our country. I just wanted to say that, and the one thing I briefly wanted to talk about was, and I know I'm a little late on this, so pardon me for that, is the new Pope, and as I titled it, Moving Forward. That would be Pope Leo the 14th, formerly known as Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. Don't know how he gets the nickname Leo, and he's the one who replaced the previous Pope who passed away, sadly Pope Francis, who died back in April of 2025. And he's an American Pope from Chicago, from what I read. Only briefly, I don't know that much about him, but what I do know, what I have heard is that mostly people from the right, especially some pretty prominent figures like on podcasts and stuff, have been just speaking out against this guy because evidently he's been critical of the current president and some of the things he's done, particularly towards immigration, and also that, he's one that is in supportive of, taking care of poverty, feeding the poor, doing good stuff. You could argue that he is progressive, or like someone on the right likes to call, is woke. Now, I guarantee most of them don't even know what that word means. Still, to this day, it's just become, like I said, the dog whistle to label anything that you don't like and that are opposed to. And that most people on the right will fall in line and hate that person or whatever it is, whether it's an individual or a store. Bottom line is, and to my knowledge, surprisingly, Donald Trump has not really said anything negative towards his Pope, in spite of some of his criticism. If anything, he put out some nice tweet about it. I don't know specifically what, just a brief message, probably something he didn't even write. I don't know. Here's what I don't understand is, if putting all the politics aside, let's put the president aside, because it's not even about him. It's about the fact that he does have progressive values. He wants to help people and do the right thing by people. Within primarily the working class, it looks like. Why is that such a bad thing? If he really wants to solve the problem of immigration, again, putting Trump and what's going on with ICE and everything, all that aside, how is that such a bad thing? I guess what I'm trying to understand is, mostly the religious people on the right, is where are you going with all this? Like, what is the actual goal? Because there are ways of solving the problem, but, if it's all based on cruelty and bigotry, then it's not religious at all. It's nothing faith-based. It's just like everyone who claims, like, oh, I'm all about God and Jesus and the Bible and this and that, and yet I voted for Donald Trump. I'm all about, charity and all this other stuff, I just can't stand those immigrants coming in here taking our jobs. You've spent so many years being gaslit and everything that you all claim to be about church-going folks, where some of you, not all of you, but some of you have gotten to the point where the Bible or the church is just nothing more than a tool to justify your bigotry. I'm not saying everybody on the right is bigoted, but like some of the prominent speakers who have been against this new Pope, people like Charlie Kirk, Laura Loomer, Steve Bannon, just to name a few. Yes, a collection of some of our lowlifes out there. These are not good people. These are not religious people. I don't care what they say or, how often they go to church and stuff like that. If your drive is just hatred towards other people and just completely void of compassion, empathy, and just wanting to do the right thing, above all charity, then, your faith it's just disingenuous. And I'm not one that wants to question other people's faith, because to be fair, I'm about as agnostic as they come. I don't go to church regularly. Once in a while I do. I can't even remember the last time I've been to confession. And I have certain doubts about, belief in God. It's not so much I'm necessarily a disbeliever, but I am a skeptic. But that's a whole nother discussion. But you know what? I have been known to say that I support Jesus. I accept him as my Savior. And on the flip side, I'm also respectful to other people's religions as well. Or if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in God or any other faith as well. Freedom of religion. Some of you guys don't see it that way. I'd say if this Pope truly is as progressive as he sounds like, I'd say he's definitely on the right track. So what's the big deal with that? People are so against immigration because it's just been demonized for so long, and Democrats have done that too, to be fair. It's not just a right-leaning thing, but it is the far right that leans heavily the most on it, especially now with our new president, who is as racist and as xenophobic as can be. So yeah, it's right that the Pope criticizes him. But it then boils down to the simple question, what would Jesus do? Putting the politics aside, what would Jesus do? I think it's safe to say Jesus would be more than welcoming of immigrants and want to try and help them. I don't think Jesus would be very judgmental on, gays or transgender or any other people you hate. It's not just about immigrants. It's about bigotry in general. It's not just about racism. It's about any form of hatred that you're bringing to the table that makes you look at this Pope and question, him being appointed. Just the whole that, he's woke. No, he's not. If anything, it sounds like me, he likes to embrace his humanity, and that's the point. I don't care if you go to church or not. I don't care if you read the Bible or some other book of God. If you can't show the slightest amount of sympathy or empathy towards people, if you can want to see the Democrats and Republicans keeping church and state aside, again, it's not really about politics, but just people in general as a community, get our political leaders to really solve the problem at the border, where we can have refugees come in and be treated with humanity. Keep the racism and take the hatred out of the equation. Recently, there was some South African immigrants brought in who happened to be white, and they're being given the royal treatment. I don't see anyone on the right complaining, or Trump. Oh, I see. You're all for immigration, except it's those brown people from Mexico or Central America. Those you have a problem with. Then the problem isn't about immigration. It's about the fact that you're a bigot, that you're not raised to be a good person. With some of the other problems, they're coming to take our jobs away. I don't like what this Pope is doing. I don't like this Pope that's criticized Trump. It's got nothing to do with either of them. It's the fact that you were raised to be a bad person. And I'm not trying to say that to judge or get on a high horse. I'm saying that the problem lies with you. So you have two options. You can either self-reflect and ask yourself, regardless of who I voted for in the last election, can I honestly look at this Pope and be open-minded to his ways? And the answer is yes, but that's up to you. You have to make that choice. I can't do that for you. I've tried to preach in the past against racism, bigotry, and, show support and, advocate for charity and stuff. Not just in my state, but in any other state, for that matter. Because we as a nation have to work together as a community, whether it's local or, on a nationwide level. But that's got to be about you. And like I said, if you're down on your luck or this and that, or you're struggling and poor, this Pope would be the type who would want to help you. And your poverty, whatever problems you're faced with, whether it be at your job or something like that, it has nothing to do with immigrants. It's got nothing to do with pride flags, or it has nothing to do about transgenders in the bathroom. The problem lies in you. So, you need to take a serious look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are some of the things that we can do to help bring about change? Which is what I believe this Pope wants. Change for the better, for the country. Not just for only white people, not just, only, people that you find acceptable, but for all Americans. That's the real focus point we should be on. So, and if you can't get over your hateful ways, then I don't know what to tell you, other than that you chose a strange hill to die on. But there's still a lot of problems that need to be solved out there. Immigration, poverty, and just simple things like just feeding the poor, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a progressive too, so go figure. So, let's see what this Pope more has to say, and what are some of the things he's proposing to help bring about these changes. Okay? Because I think if you give him time and opportunity, you might find he's not so bad after all. And I don't care what the haters have to say. It's what his actions are that I'm more focused on. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I really hope you understand.